Good morning, welcome to Wednesday. Obviously back from New Zealand. Invoice due for September, 13 orders, 173 lots, only 1500 items to pick, so not particularly crazy. Obviously the store only opened on Monday evening NZ time, travelled back through all of Tuesday. It takes a long time to get back, unfortunately. And then a few kind of doctor's appointments and things for Mrs. Yellow Brick Road this morning out of the way. So we are 10 o'clock and we're about to get stuck into it. Interestingly, kind of a few of them are quite small orders. Someone's bought the other jaw of the dewbacks that I was trying to replace, which is kind of cool. There is an order from Lego in there that's been delivered. There are some parts from a picker minifigure there. This is a box of Dungeons and Dragons CMFs, so a case of those was 20% off at Toy World in Auckland. Given the exchange rate, 20% off, and then obviously I can claim the GST on that, so it's kind of 30% off. And there's a few other little ones in there that we kind of collected on our travels going around. So there's that, plus the fact that I picked up one of those Pharrell Williams sets at a bit of a price deal as well. They only had one, so I only got one. So given that I'm trying to build up minifigure parts, I figure the head pieces on their own will be a good little addition over the coming weeks. So 13 orders to get stuck into. We're starting exactly where we started the week, exactly where we finished off, which was 587,310 parts, 14,164 lots, with week 40 underway. We are rolling along. Obviously it is Bricktober at the end of the week as well, and I've got a video to do for the Relics exhibition from Auckland as well, which I don't know whether just to have part of this vlog or to do something separate. I'll see how much footage I've got of that. So let us begin. Okay, 20 past 1, all picked, bar one actually, one that's just only come in. I picked in a couple of extras, so I've picked maybe 15, perhaps. Not sure. Anyway, varying sizes, a lot of domestic letter, but a whole bunch of those kind of bushings, as they're called. Interesting name, but there you go. A couple of those inverted kind of joints. 2 instructions in this one, freezing chamber and Yoda's hut. Nice couple of classic sets there. Minifigure order here for Russell. Stormtroopers from the recent sets, a Rebel somebody from Tantive Boarding, and an Ewok head, which is pretty cool. There is the dewback jaw that I was talking about. I will have to jump online and see if I can get the 3 that I need for the actual dewbacks that I have now. This one, the buyer actually apologised for it being a small order, but all orders are good orders, so a lot of medium nuggets in that one, and 1 yellow steering wheel, a used R2 and 1 of those in there. This one is a WA1, the Penguin, a whole bunch of parts, some heads, a wing, leg assembly, odds and sods. This one predominantly dark blue grey with a little bit of black in there. This one for Russell, is it Russell Kieran, sorry. I had a bit of a mix up with the listing. I had these listed with tan hands, but they've actually got grey hands. He's fine with that. There's a little bit of a price difference, so refunding that, but clearly a bit of an Endor thing going on. Bad Batch canopy there, and a couple of other pieces from the Bad Batch shuttle, and some other parts in that order. This one off to Chicago, which I think is that Motor? No, Detroit's Motor City, isn't it? Anyway, Speed Champions all the way. Whole lot of black, whole lot of red. A driver with a child's face, and a windshield in that one. Dark blue grey, little bonanza in there, and a little smattering of a couple of other bits in that one. The largest order, and the only one getting a tile, I think. 720 2x1 bricks, 45 1x3 bricks, and then a whole bunch of light blue grey plates. Someone building something impressive. And the one that I've just picked is clearly some kind of castle thing. Some flags, a cape, some headpieces, some torsos, some helmets, the whole kind of knights thing going on. And then the next order is a mix of new and used, but it's a fair few lots, so I'm not going to have time to do that before I get this lot in the post. So next job, getting all of this in the post and away, and trying to catch up really before we get stuck into trying to get some of this in the store, so that we're in a bit of better shape than we are at the moment. Okay, end of Wednesday. It's going to be one of those weeks where I can't remember what day of the week it is. Pouring down outside. A couple of uploads. This one is a PAB order. Lots of the new parts, new wedges and stuff like that. So fairly high value, but not particularly large quantities of things. And then this is the stuff that I kind of picked up in New Zealand, minus the Pharrell Williams set. So kind of parting out some of the minifigures and putting some in as sets. Bit of a mixed bag, kind of gives you a bit more variety. What it works out at is kind of 3 sets and a few extras. 199 items and 118 lots, which would be pretty good for the lot count. So I'm going to get these uploaded and notifications sent out. Means we've put 1,000 parts in the store today, which ain't too bad for the first day back. Tomorrow I'm catching up with Noah from the brick store, the brick shed I should say, to just discuss a couple of plans that we've got in the offing. So more on that probably later tomorrow after he and I have had a bit of a catch up. Good afternoon, Thursday. Been a productive morning in some ways and not in others, but 3 orders, this being the largest one. A whole bunch of black plates, 1x10s, and what are those, 6x10s predominantly, and some slopes, some dark tan tiles, 1x4s, 2x2s, and some 1x8 light blue grey bricks. Little smattering of something's in there, new and used in that one. And then this one off to, no, that one's off to the States. And oh, there's this one off to the States. Maybe this one is off to the States. Yes, this one is off to the States. And another order has just come through for almost identical parts. Slightly more, but almost identical. So clearly something, a new mock or something is going around with these parts. So whereas this one has one of those domes, the other one has 2, and just almost identical. I had to double check it wasn't the same order. So dark blue, light blue, some used, and some of that. So yeah, even those little eye pieces, identical. I wonder if it is something to do with the new releases that came out on October 1st or whatnot. Who knows? Anyway, those 3 to be done. Just back from the lockup, as you've seen, with this little bundle of stuff, which is all kind of used sets that I had in progress from way back when I began. So at the risk of a little bit of a backstory here, and bear with me, my whole Bricklink thing started because I was rebuilding sets of my own and selling them on eBay. Buying parts from Bricklink, ended up with kind of cabinets like this full of parts. And when I moved here to Perth, kind of needed some extra income, so thought I might as well start selling some parts, and I did, and then I ended up where I am. So this is some of those sets that I was rebuilding that kind of got lost by the wayside as I was going along, and now I'm going to kind of break them down and just use them as used parts for the store, or I'm going to rebuild some of them. So this is a custom set off of Rebrickable, which is the Battlestar Galactica Viper. I will always be a huge Battlestar Galactica fan. So that's that one. There is a UCS TIE Fighter in here with all of the parts. Maybe the minifigure is somewhere. I'm not sure. There is an Imperial Destroyer of some sort in there. There's some. Oh, there's the minifigure. Where's he gone? There he is. in there with the arm printing and everything, so that's good. This one is one of my own sets. This is topical now. Django Fett's Slave 1. Django's in here somewhere. I saw him earlier on. He's in here. There's quite some rare parts in here. Where is he? There's his hairpiece. I saw him earlier on. That's the thing with bounty hunters. They're elusive, aren't they? Where is he? Come on, little fella. He's in there somewhere, hiding. This is frustrating. Anyway, he's in there, so I've got to figure out what to do with him. There is an old school 4479 TIE bomber classic set. There are some dioramas. So you've seen the detention centre diorama up there. It was a series of mocks that I bought the instructions for. So there's a Tatooine one, there is a Emperor's Throne Room diorama, there is a Theed Palace diorama, and there is another one somewhere in there. I think that base plate is from the Tatooine one. We've got a Venator, and I do have all the minifigures for that one to be rebuilt. I have no idea what this is. It's a bag of parts, and I don't know what it is because I haven't written on the bag, so I'm a bit of a loss to know what that is. Anyway, we've got a Hunter Brickheads. Oh, this is a load of this is a Bad Batch Brickheads custom set. It's just a batch of the Bad Batch. So I might build that. What's this one? First Order Star Destroyer with Snook. I nearly said Snoop. And the minifigures are all in there somewhere. Oh, there's the other diorama, a Cloud City one. These don't have any of the minifigures, it's just all the bricks at the moment. What have we got here? We've got, that is the hyperdrive thing with the other angry face. Is that Django as well? Django, yeah, you know the one with the hyper ring. And that, is that young Django? Is that Django or is that Boba? I think that's Boba Fett, isn't it? And that's Django Fett. That's the hyper ring set. So what have we got here? We've got Krennic's shuttle with figures all in there. I found this while I was in there. A whole bag of wheels. All old school, but massive bag of wheels to go with the other bag of wheels I've got kicking about. What's this one? Oh, there's a detention block. So that's where they kept Princess Leia. That's another one of those dioramas. And then a custom modular, which was an antique store, which is a whole load of good parts, you know, your modular type parts, which probably would be a good little part out. So as you can see, there's a whole bunch of used parts that can get put into the store. So that's kind of going to be my focus for this week. I'm going to work through these. I don't know whether to build these sets and try and sell them or just to break them up. Probably going to have a look at the part out values. There's a couple that I might just do myself. Like I might build these brickheads because you're not going to make a lot on that. The First Order Destroyer, can't imagine that's going to be much. UCS is probably good parts. I think that's the rest of that First Order Destroyer. I think that's it. The Viper I'm going to build because I want to do that. The TIE Bomber, I'm not that fussed about. Django Fett's Slave, given that Django's in there somewhere. It's a must, isn't it? And the UCS TIE Fighter is just a part out. So, massive heap of parts. This is what was in that bucket before I went to the lockup and filled it up. So as you can see, there's a lot of discoloration on a lot of these light blue grey parts. I can't really be bothered going through them. Even the tan is a bit discoloured. Where stickers have been, they've kind of peeled off. This UCS one's absolutely dogged. There's a few bits that are probably worth keeping. You know, I know these red ones are super brittle, so hard to come by, and there's a few of them kicking about, so if I can get them safely separated, that's probably good stuff to pick out of it. There's a few bits, so I'm just going to have a little pick through that and kind of cherry pick the parts that'll be decent to keep. But as you can see, even in this light, which is kind of forgiving, there is a lot of discoloration in a lot of it, so the light blue grey and stuff like that's kind of not worth it. But certainly some of this dark red I think will be worth it, because, you know, it'll just be good to add to the store. And then I'm just going to bin the rest because I can't be bothered with it before we get stuck into this stuff. So that's good. I had a really good chat with Noah from the Brick Shed this morning, who is possibly one of the best connected people I've ever managed to speak to. He speaks to everybody. He knows the who's of everybody. Talking about putting together a Teams or a Zoom group for Bricklink sellers to kind of meet once a month and just talk about different topics, share intelligence. Not that we have a lot of intelligence going on in this room, but you know, kind of just discuss topics and things like that. So watch out for more information on that. But it was a really good chat with him. Really appreciate your time, Noah. And he's going to actually be starting doing some vlogging himself. So look out for that. I'll certainly give it a plug when it arrives. He said he was going to do it today. This arrived today, which is good, along with some parts. One of the things we talked about today was kind of, obviously Brick Shed's probably predominantly used parts, so it's quite a different model as opposed to a predominantly new store, and that where I get my parts, you know. And if you followed along, you know a lot of that comes from Pick a Brick or direct from Lego or from other stores where I can get volume for it, which is one of the reasons why the store's grown so quickly, much to people's surprise, it seems, and to some stores their frustration, and possibly the reason why I'm blocked. Who knows? Shall we not speculate on that? So speaking of parts coming in, some more parts came in this morning. Again, this is just replacing parts that have gone out the door. So some what was that? Bright light blue? Don't know. Dark blue. Some of them. Some minifigure heads and minifigure parts. As I keep saying, I'm wanting to kind of expand what I've got on offer in that department, and then some straight up bricks. So pretty straightforward stuff. The saga of the dewbacks continues. I ordered 2 of the jaw pieces, having sold my other one yesterday. Last night 2 were on sale. Brick Warehouse have 1 for sale, but obviously I can't buy one from them because I'm banned. Am I mentioning it often enough? Yes, it irks me, but there you go. Anyway, I ordered 2 of them, only to have that order cancelled this morning by the store that had them, saying no, they didn't have them. Do I believe that? Don't know. Seems a bit convenient. Anyway, we shall see. Is there a conspiracy? Am I going mental? Probably. Right, enough waffling. Get the post of this, and then crack on getting those parts sorted before I make a start on something of this lot. It is Friday afternoon. The short week has almost vanished on me already, and I feel like I've done virtually nothing this week, which is a bit frustrating. But 7 orders in overnight. 1 of them I have a slight issue with, so it's mid-pick, waiting for the buyer to come back to me. So here's what we've done so far. 2 small ones. This one off to New Zealand. Strangely, the billing address is the UK, but the delivery address is somebody else in New Zealand, which I think PayPal takes a dim view on generally. But yeah, 1 part. Maybe it's another store buying it and shipping it to somebody else at a lower cost, perhaps. Don't know. This one is kind of one of those roofs and hinges, old school blue, and then a couple of interesting ones, predominantly orange and black in this one. whole bunch of used, and then a little smattering of new in that one. And then the shadow's a bit bad, isn't it? How comes that? I don't know. This is that order for the stage, which is almost identical to the order from yesterday, same parts, with a few additions, and a couple of quantity changes, but essentially of the same order. So clearly a mock. Clearing me out of the dark tan 1x round tiles. Nice. And then the biggest order so far, the other one is bigger, but I'm stuck because I'm short on quantity on something. A little selection of used there, black and white, light blue, dark blue, and then kind of follows that through black, dark blue grey, a whole bunch of white, and then a little bit of other stuff going in there. Interesting what that might be, don't have a clue. Parts don't really give it away, but a nice little order anyway. Postage to sort. It is 1:30 on Friday, and I'm absolutely kind of feeling a bit kind of like over the week already. Haven't done anything with that. Had a look at the BSX file for the UCS TIE Fighter. Going to get Mrs. Yellow Brick Road back in action this weekend, I think, doing some colour sorting on the used. I haven't picked through the remnants of that UCS fighter yet either. There should be a delivery today. I haven't done the recycling, and this is the order that I am short of 1x3 tan bricks by 40 of them, which is a lot to be short of, and I can't find them anywhere. So given that it's a significant number, I've stopped there awaiting finding out what the customer wants to do next. So going to get on with this, doing the postage. I'm going to work tomorrow, so the blog will continue tomorrow, simply because we lost a couple of days at the beginning of the week with me being over in NZ. I'm going to do the relics kind of video as a standalone one rather than in the vlog, and then obviously on Sunday, before this vlog comes out, I will have been at the Bricktober Lego thing here in Perth as well, so that probably I don't know whether that'll be a separate one, depends how good it is. First time I've been, so we'll find out. Anyway, postage first, crack on with that, and then have a little think about what I'm going to do next. Obviously used will give us a lot count going in, but there's obviously part outs that I could be getting on with, and there's a fair few things that I could just stick on eBay just to keep things ticking over. And obviously there's this little bag of wheels in here which could go and live with the other bag of wheels, which was in there somewhere, wasn't it? Chuck them in there. And I found in the boot of the car the instruction manual for Django Fett's a Slave, which is in there as well, which I do want to build. I think I don't know. The decisions. Anyway, rambling, get on with this, Richie, and we'll see where we're at in a bit. Okay, back from the post office. Order from another Bricklink store in Germany, going to prove that the revelation of including Haribo sweets in orders is a global phenomenon. It's one of those topics that pops up on the forums every now and then about how people don't get it or people really love it. I, for one, was brought up to never accept sweets from strangers, and I don't know, it's always stuck with me, so I always find it a bit weird. Anyway, the order from Germany, how we all wish we had pick-a-brick stores like Germany, where you can just do that for a fraction of the cost that we incur. So delighted with that little order that has arrived. In other news, I mentioned earlier in the week, Noah and myself from Brickshed are organising a monthly Zoom meeting for Bricklink sellers for Australia and New Zealand. This we have posted to the Australian Bricklink sellers Facebook group today. I'll also post this on my Instagram, but if you're not a member of the Australian Facebook group, jump on there for the link, and I shall also post it in the description below of this video. So anyone that wants to join that meeting on the 20th October, 6 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, so that is slightly earlier than that Western Australian time, and different times wherever you are, obviously around Australia, and different again if you're in New Zealand. Please check your world clock for details. The first meeting is generally going to be just a meet and greet, introduce yourself and your store. Nora and I have been kind of talking about different topics and things that we can talk about month on month. Meeting's going to be about an hour. It's really just an opportunity to share and build a bit more of a community. So hopefully people will enjoy that, come along, be part of it, and enjoy what we're trying to do there. So yeah, that's that. So I'm going to get some parts into the store now. Some other parts have arrived. I won't bore you with them for today. Haven't heard back from that buyer. Get those parts in the store, and then I'm going to call it a day for Friday. I'm going to spend some time with the wife, as it's been a busy week, having come back from New Zealand, and then back in the store tomorrow before a little bit of time off on Sunday and off to Bricktober. So I'm going to just get this done and then call it a day. So see you tomorrow. Back with another mock, this time from Ricky Bacon. You may remember he's kind of been buying space parts from the store over the last few weeks. A friend of Russell and a regular buyer, so lovely to see the results of that buying in the mock. So fantastic Galaxy Explorer, Benny in the shot, nice backdrop as well, making a massive difference. That's pretty cool. You may spot the Space Tourist in there. A big thank you to Harper, apparently, for supplying the Space Tourist to join the space station. Ricky kind of explained that he was recreating the original old school box covers, which I think is a lovely concept, in his mock. So really does kind of have that flavour, and I remember those boxes. Man, they were just so exciting, weren't they? But that Galaxy Explorer looks so cool there, and what a lovely build. We've got Benny having a good laugh, nice depth of field there, and again that backdrop really does add that like extra dimension, doesn't it? Lovely touch. A couple of the spacemen taking a break, having a brew. Everyone needs to have a brew, doesn't it? They've got the old gas cylinders, oxygen tanks I should say, gas cylinders, oxygen tanks on the back on the back burner there. Just having a bit of a chat, probably about how weird the space tourists are. And there it is. There's a guy coming with his spanner. He's probably from the Speed Champions. But yeah, lovely build, lovely use of parts there for that kind of mesh wall on the left, and those roof parts, really nice. And a bit more of a modern spaceman. He looks a bit menacing with his evil smiles, but again, lovely kind of composition and parts and just detail in the entire build. I think this might be from a poly bag. I don't know whether that came from me. I think I had that poly bag, but from memory anyway. But again, looking really cool, nice build, lovely detail on the walkway down there as well. And then a bit of fluoro lighting. I mean, we're getting super fancy here with the little space launcher in the background. That's really nice, really old school kind of control center with the stripy brick. Really impressive, kind of up there with some of the mocks that you'll see in Bricktober for sure. And then this is quality. Space Tourist in the foreground there, and the little interplanetary worker in his mech. This is classic. Love this shot. Kind of this and the first one, fantastic. So thanks Ricky, and thank you Harper. Lovely to see your mocks, and if anyone else has mocks that they've built with parts from the store, please get out, get in touch. Love to feature them, love to have a look at what you've been building. Really completes the circle for what we're doing in the store. So thanks Ricky, and thanks Harper. It is Sunday afternoon. I didn't actually do any store work as such on Saturday after all. Spent the day with the wife, just hanging out. It's been a while. It's been a couple of weeks of just disruption, so we just took a day and just chilled, which was much needed. And then this morning I've been at Bricktober, which I'm going to do a separate video for, just to cover off what I did film. There was a lot of kids and stuff there, so not a lot you can film without running the risk of all of the kind of the internet police and stuff like that. So just got to be careful what I do there. Anyway, they had a little scavenger trail, which I guess I could have done 2 of these, but only did the one. You kind of collected a skeleton and a top hat and a pumpkin and this printed brick. As an event, very kid orientated. 50% probably display tables, of which 50% were kind of junior builders. Very impressive. A lot of people, kind of well organised. There's only 2 vendors selling sets, one being Toy World, so main brand, and the other one being Rebel Bricks, who it was hard to tell whether or not it was new or used, some of it actually, but they did have an awful lot of a range. They had 2 marquees, if you like, one for minifigures and one for sets. The lighting wasn't particularly good either in those, even though they were outdoors. It was kind of dingy and dark, so I wasn't particularly impressed with that, but they did have a lot of retired sets, and if you had the money and you were looking for retired sets, they were definitely good. So Rebel Bricks doing a great job there. Toy World kind of bog standard retail prices, but what I did do yesterday was make a start sorting out Jango Fett's Slave 1, checking the parts and whatnot for that. All pretty much there, bar 2 parts actually, which is a bit of a shame, but I have ordered them from the States because there are none available in Australia. I collected these 2 from the storage unit as well. A buyer looking to pick up a Lamborghini Countach, as they don't seem to be readily available anymore, which I think I did predict a while back when that big Lamborghini came out. And then whilst we were just kind of hanging out, I did start building the Battlestar Galactica Viper, which is a rebrickable set. Really interesting kind of build techniques in this kind of, you know, even the underside is really nicely built, and this set is kind of significant in that this was really where my Bricklink story started, really. You know, I was essentially taking sets that I had like this one and buying a couple of parts to finish them off and then sell them on eBay, and then I kind of got into rebrickable with the Bad Batch super figures, is that what they're called, that were by Brick Wars, and then you know, some of those dioramas that I've got sitting in the used things, and you know, like the Boba Fett giant busts that go with the heads, the Scout Trooper and the Jabba kind of seat. God, I'm not making much sense there. Anyway, and the Battlestar Galactica Viper was really the first one that I bought all of the parts from Bricklink. So these are all of those. So kind of an interesting point in time. So been building that. I'll probably do a little bit more of that today. So it's Sunday. There are 14 orders sitting there to be picked. I'm not entirely sure if I'm going to do any picking today. Still haven't heard back from that buyer. What I will do, I'll wait till Monday and then I'll just refund and ship the rest. Just finishing the vlog, obviously way behind time, featuring Ricky's space thing. So if you're watching this, you'll have already seen that. So it's kind of a mute point. But yeah, so that's where we are. It's been a short week. It's been a weird week. I haven't felt particularly motivated. Probably starting on Wednesday, you're always playing catch up. It's that time of the month where you have to pay all your fees, and Bricklink, Brickowl, Brick Freedom. Yeah, it's one of those times of the month where you feel like everything's stinging you. Just a quick reminder, if you are interested in the Bricklink sellers Zoom call that we're going to be holding later in October, the Zoom meeting details are below the description in this video, and if you are part of the Australian Bricklink sellers Facebook group, the details are in there as well. So I'll end it there. I'll be back next week, normal business resuming, a full week back in the store. all of this going to start getting sorted and added into the store, and the usual parting out and orders and just the usual stuff going on. So I'll see you back here next week. Thanks for watching, everybody. If you have any questions or anything about the store, please leave them in the comments below, and I shall cover them off through the week as I'm waffling on. Make a change from me just talking about what colour bricks are in different orders. I know Noah had lots of questions when we spoke, and I'm sure others do, so feel free to ask them and I will cover them off. Cheers for watching.